headed through Highbourne Cut, and we've just spent a really fun couple days in Allen Quay. We thought actually we might stay there for several days, but we decided in the end, well, we stayed 2, but because there is some weather coming, we decided we wanted to move to a more protected area. And so we are on our way through Highbourne Cut up here. This is that little beach I was talking about last time or before when we first arrived in the Bahamas, so we're passing it again. And now we are on our way to Norman's Cay, which has a very protected and sheltered area. So we're gonna see what that's like. And it may be a little tight if there's a lot of boats there, but who knows. So I'm just up at the front on watch. Whenever we go to an area that's a little more shallow, that has visual piloting needed, I tend to come to the front of the boat. This is Long Quay beside us, and I just thought I'd show you. So we are on the easterly side, Mike? Is that where we are? On the ocean side, sailing along. Well, I guess it's all the ocean, but the big ocean is out there. And here's a picture of where we are. This is where we were this morning, Southwest Allen's Quay, and we left through Highbourne Cut out here, and we're just along Long Quay right here. So not a huge distance that we're going, and we are headed to Norman's Cay as our next spot. And this is what it looks like on the map, so you can compare it to how it looks like when we get there. It's a pretty protected area, and we're hopefully going to anchor just in here and then stay for a couple of days while we wait out the weather, and then we'll continue down and who knows where.
So as we're approaching Norman's Cay, I look over the side, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but you can see the bottom in 60 feet of depth, which is pretty remarkable. I'm definitely impressed.
Goodbye, high five. See you later.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Bye, high five.
We are in Norman's Pond, and I have to say, by looking at the chart and seeing all the sections that said marshy, I was kind of thinking, you know, one of those dingy ponds where it's brown and sort of feels gross, you wouldn't want to put your foot in it. Well, this is what a Bahamas pond looks like, at least around here. It's pretty nice looking, if I do say so myself. And we are off to explore. There's some caves and a bunch of little beach spots. We'll see what we find. Check out this cool cave. Oh, we're not going to go in this one, we're just looking. It's a bit of a rocky shore. It's one of the challenges of these caves. It's a little bit dark around the corner, but very neat. There's another one coming up that I think goes right down to the bottom. So we'll see over there. Yonder. Okay, here's the other cave, Jasmine. Yeah, we're gonna go check it out. It's not very far in. I thought there might be actual shade, but I don't even think so. Don't pull on my hand there, Benjamin.
I don't like so.
Oh, Jasmine. Nothing to worry about. If there's any bats, they'll be sleeping. Probably shouldn't have said that. Really neat area.
I'm in.
Yeah, we're going in.
I don't want to go in. Whoa. I don't want to go in.
Jasmine, we're just going up to the edge.
Wow.
See what we see. It's the first set of caves we've come across. There's even a shell in there, look.
Real.
Neat. See that shell?
That's on a carpet. I want to grab that shell. I want someone to get that shell. Why?
Interesting, eh?
Very interesting.
Probably bats in there.
Probably. Okay, so we just stopped at this little beach. Very sinky sand. and checking out all of these shells that seem to show up here.
Come back.
Exploring.
Stepping on the sharp shells that are under the sand.
There's a lot of debris. This is a very high current that comes in on the other side where those rocks are. And so we figure that they deposit a lot of debris here, which is why there's so many fishing, an amazing amount of fishing nets and different things like shells all along the way here. Yes?
Footprints!
Yeah, I think those were a bird. From a bird. Sand prints from a bird. Anyway, we're just going to explore a little bit. Kids might dig a hole.
There's arrows over there.
Isn't that a beautiful shell? Wow. Wow, that's just like a shell I had growing up. So beautiful.
I will get really soaky.
All right, Mike, you gonna have a go?
I'm gonna try it.
I don't have a go with Daddy.
Well,
no. I was having to
let
go with
Daddy
Let the
try
captain
first.
go.
So make sure you push away from the boat if you're gonna fall in.
Yeah, thank you for that. Helpful comment.
How good is your balance?
Not great.
Haley, move out of his way. I don't want him to blame other people for when he falls in. Jasmine, get your foot off of it.
Go, Captain.
It is hard to control at first.
Well, you're gonna be moving at a certain speed, right?
I know, but when you're first getting going, you don't want to go too fast. Looks like the captain is a little braver than I am, venturing much further off. I had to actually do a backstroke to turn myself, to be honest. It's a good thing for all my days canoeing. I think we'll get better at it as we try it. You know, it really does shake a lot. It shakes a lot. The whole boom.
He's getting up!
All I think when I see that is, how much money is this costing us if it breaks? And all Mike thinks is, ooh, that looks fun. Well, we have devised a new use for the paddleboard. Haley is beside us with her own little board, and I have two little kids here with me.
You will flip.
Right, Jasmine?
Flip flop. Flip, flip, flip.
Mike has devised an afternoon activity, if he can get the motor on the dinghy to work. He did spend quite a bit of time cleaning it. It's a trick to clean the carb, so hopefully that works. We'll see. This reminds me of my stepdad, who would always take us out to go water skiing or tubing on the river as a kid, and just patiently went over and over again. So, very cute to see my own kids having this experience. Well, we are now leaving Norman's Pond, which has been a really cool place to stay. There are those caves over to the side that we explored earlier, and this is the very narrow area that we need to follow to get out. Depths go quite low here, and there's a very small opening to leave from, and you can see quite shallow on our sides. Anyway, this is where we anchored for the last few days. Beautiful spot. Goodbye to Norman's Pond on Norman Key. I'm not sure how easy it is to discern the depths on this camera, but you can see, or I can see, that there's very shallow spots to the right of us and to the left as we continue through here. So we are just weaving our way through to this really small exit. And Mike is watching the depths very carefully. We were back there, we were at about just under 4 feet, but it was back up to 7 or 8 here. We had to time this very carefully to make sure we were leaving Norman's Pond at close to high tide. And obviously you couldn't really get into this area at low tide, as we can just do it at high tide. So we arrived at high tide and now we're making our exit also at high tide, or close to it. And this is what our very narrow exit looks like. So not that narrow, I guess, but a little bit nerve-wracking. You see all the shadows. So we're just kind of taking it easy, but the water behind it looks pretty awesome. We are on our way out.